Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Multifarious Sannan of Prophet Muhammadﷺ in prayers. It is narrated by Hadrat Abu Waqid al-Laythi. He said, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ had led the companions in prayer, he ﷺ used to make it short in congregation, and when he ﷺ would offer prayer alone, he ﷺ used to make it long. Abu Yala 1438. Narrated by Hadrat Jabbar ibn Samra that the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to keep stand and recite equally in all 4 rakat. But he ﷺ used to lengthen the first rakah so that the people join in it. Musnad Ahmad 2122. It is narrated from Amr bin Shoaib from his father that his grandfather said, I saw the Holy Prophet ﷺ departing to his right and to his left when he ﷺ established the prayer. Majah 931. It is narrated by Samra ibn Jundub. The Holy Prophet ﷺ used to face us on completion of the prayer. Bukhari 845. It is narrated by Hadrat Anas that the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to pray in his socks. Darqutni 1193. Narrated by Mother of Believer Hadrat Aisha Siddiqa, she said, I saw the Holy Prophet ﷺ offering prayer in sitting toddle. Hakam 1049. It is narrated by Anas ibn Malik, the Holy Prophet ﷺ led us prayer in sitting position. Ibn Hibban 2113. Narrated by Mother of Believers Hadrat Aisha Siddiqa, whenever the Holy Prophet ﷺ offered prayer in standing, he ﷺ had bowed in standing. Offered prayer in sitting, he ﷺ had bowed in sitting. Hakam 1050. It is narrated by Umar ibn Abi Salama. The Holy Prophet ﷺ offered prayer wrapped in a shawl around his body with its end crossed his shoulders. Bukhari 35657, Tabrani Al-Saghir 233. Narrated by Mother of Believers Hadrat Aisha Siddiqa, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, give me the shawl. She said, I am menstruating. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, your menstruation is not in your hand. Nasai 384. Narrated by Anas ibn Malik that the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to beckon in prayer. Darqutni 1868. Narrated by Shaddad and Abu Sa'id, Allah's Messenger ﷺ came to us in the mosque for the Dhuhr or Asr prayer with Sayyidina Hassan or Sayyidina Hussain. He ﷺ went forward and made him sit down and said the takbir for the prayer and began to pray. So suddenly the same child was on the back of Allah's Messenger ﷺ while he ﷺ was in the state of prostration. Musnad Ahmad 1959. It is narrated by Mother of Believers Hadrat Aisha Siddiqa. I was sleeping in the front of Holy Prophet ﷺ and my legs were facing the direction of the Qibla. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ intended to prostrate, the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to beckon me to wrap my legs. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ had stood up, I would have spread them. In those days, there was no lamp in the house. Tabrani Al-Awsat 1425. It is narrated by Buraidah. We came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He ﷺ was praying at that time. The Holy Prophet ﷺ beckoned us to sit down with his hand. We sat down. Tabrani Al-Saghir 291. It is narrated by Abu Rafi that while the Holy Prophet ﷺ was in prayer, he ﷺ struck something during his prayer. It was a scorpion. Mishkat 4567. It is narrated by Abu Bakr. The Holy Prophet ﷺ came from the outside of Medina and saw that the companions had prayed. Allah's Messenger ﷺ went home and gathered the family and led them in prayer. Mujmal Awzat 452. Narrated by Anas ibn Malik, Allah's Messenger ﷺ having said, when I begin the prayer, I intended to make it long, but I hear a child crying. I then shorten it because of his mother's feelings. Muslim 1056. The Holy Prophet ﷺ had led the morning prayer and recited 60 verses in first rak'ah. When he ﷺ heard the child crying, he ﷺ did recite only 2 verses in the second rak'ah. Darqutni 1874. Narrated by Zayd bin Thabit, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was walking with small steps. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "You know why I'm walking with small steps?" I said, "Allah and His Messenger know." The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "As long as a person walks for prayer, he is in prayer." In another tradition, I did this so that more of my steps would be recorded while walking for prayer. Sublul Huda. It is narrated by Abu Huraira. The prayer in congregation began and people stood in their rows. Allah's Messenger ﷺ came out from his residence. When he ﷺ stood at his proper place, he ﷺ recalled that he ﷺ did not take a bath. He ﷺ then said to the people, "Remain standing at your places." Then he ﷺ returned to his house and came out upon us after taking a bath, while the drops of water were falling from his head. Abu Dawud 235. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, I offered a prayer with the Holy Prophet ﷺ. I stood on the left side of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. The Holy Prophet ﷺ held my head from behind and made me stand on his right side. Abu Dawud 1364. Narrated by Abu Malik Al-Ashri, that when the Holy Prophet ﷺ would stand up for prayer, he ﷺ would from a line of men first. Then he ﷺ would from a line of children behind him, and behind him would be a line of women. Musnad Ahmad 1518. It is narrated by Abdullah ibn Umar. When it was a cold night or a rainy night, the Holy Prophet ﷺ ordered his muezzin to say, "Offer prayer in your locations." Bukhari 901, Darmi 1517, Tabrani Al-Asad 13389. Narrated by Mother of Believers Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa said, the Holy Prophet ﷺ had offered prayer while sitting in the imamat of Abu Bakr during his terminal illness. Tabrani Al-Saghir 244. Narrated by Ibn Umar, the Holy Prophet ﷺ had performed Maghrib and Isha prayers together in Muzdalifah with one call to prayer and 2 iqamas for each and did not glorify between them. Abu Yala 5764. It is narrated by Ibn Abbas that the Holy Prophet ﷺ offered the Zohar and Asr prayers in Arafah with one call to prayer. Muslim 1218-2950.